Stories of the sea serpents, or sea dragons, existed in many cultures around the world. Scotland was no exception. They vary in sizes, but almost always cause havoc. In Akkadian law, Mester Stoor was the king of them all. The origin of him was a mystery, but some believed him and the word serpent, Jormungandr, the offspring of Loki and giantess Angrboda, are one and the same. Perhaps so, since the northern isles of Scotland are heavily influenced by the Norsemen. The tale, set in the ancient time, before many places we have known today came into existence. Mester Stoor is said to be enormous in size, just like the mid-god serpent Jormungandr, so large that it could wrap itself round the whole world, with head as big as a great mountain, eyes large as lochs. Its forked tongue could sweep entire cities into the sea, and its poisonous breath was deadly to every living being. Long ago, Mester Stoor lay his head near the shore of an ancient country located in the present-day Scotland. It is said that the great serpent will wake every Saturday at sunrise, open his mouth and yawn 9 times. Disasters arises with each yawn, unless the residents fulfilled his demand. People of the land had no choice but to sacrifice 7 maidens at dawn every 7 days, and pray that he will leave their shore soon. Many 7 days passes. The Stoor worm remained. The people of the kingdom wept for their daughters, watching his people being devoured and pitiless of the serpent. The king was heartbroken. In desperate need, he went to seek advice of an old wizard. To the king's horror, the old wizard told him the only way to truly satisfy the beast is to offer his only daughter, Princess Jem the Lovely, for she was the descendant of Odin, the Old Father. Only then the Mester Stoor will leave their shore. Despite his great love for his only child, the king understood his duty to the people of the kingdom. He agreed to terms, but refused to give up hope. Messengers were sent to every corner of the land to seek a hero who would bravely slay the great serpent. In return, the champion would be rewarded the famous sword, Snapper, which the king inherited from Odin himself, and the hand in marriage of the princess, his only heir. Many warriors undertook the great challenge, but most fled upon seeing the great serpent. Those that stayed fell miserably. In despair, the king decided to face the beast himself. In this crucial moment, a seemingly insignificant farm boy rises to the occasion. His name was Assipattle. Young Assipattle lived with his family on the farm by the stream. Never too keen on the farm work, he was a dreamer who often sat by the fire to write stories and poems. His brothers loved teasing him. Luckily, Assipattle's sisters enjoyed listening to his made-up fantasy world of elves, monsters, and giants, where he was always the conquering hero. Perhaps Assipattle believed he was indeed special and destined for a great thing, for he was the 7th son of the 7 sons. When the messengers of the kingdom brought news of the Stoor, Assipattle knew at once what he must do, as if he has been waiting all his life for a moment like this. It does not care for the great sword of Odin, the hand of Princess Gem the Lovely, nor the power to rule the kingdom that comes with it, but a chance to fulfill his dream as a hero, like his many fantasy creations. You might think, what skill of a dreamer who lives in a farm can possibly have to face the greatest sea monsters, what all the brave warriors of the kingdom could not? Assipattle took a bucket of peat from his fire and a large knife, rode out that night on his father's pride horse, allegedly the fastest in the land. He reached the shore just before the sunrise, stole a little boat, and sailed towards the beast. As the sun rose, the shore worm and began his first yawn. Vast tide of water swept down into the serpent's throat along with Assipattle's and his boat. After a seemingly miles of long, deep, dark tunnels, at last the boat grounded. Assipattle jumped out and ran as fast as he could until he located the liver of the great serpent. He then dug a hole in its flesh with his large knife and stuffed it with the smouldering peat. He blew as hard as he could until at last a flame sprang and caught the oil off the liver. Assipattle then ran as fast as he could back to his little boat. The fire in his liver caused the beast to retch, throwing Assipattle with his boat back out to sea. The sky was filled with darkness as the black clouds of smoke swirled from the great serpent's mouth and nostrils, and people climbed to the high ground to avoid getting drowned by the strong tidal waves created by the giant serpent's twisting its body. In agony, his forked tongue shot out to the sky before crashing down, created a huge dent and deep rift on the earth. The Baltic Sea was formed, and the crooked straits divided Norway and Sweden from Finland. And Scotland and Norway were split apart by the forming of the North Sea. As his head hit the ground, teeth fell off, becoming the Orkneys, Shetlands, and Faroe Islands. His eyes popped to the west, spinning round and round. To this day, as a whirlpool of Corrie reckoned in between the island of Jura and Skarba. At last, the great serpent's body coiled up and landed in the north. The sea boiled from his burning flesh. Soon, the cold Arctic Ocean froze around it, and a great lump formed the country of Iceland. Some believe the great dragon lies sleeping deep below the snow and ice. It snores and causes volcanoes eruptions, and the forever burning liver fueling Iceland's hot springs and mountains. So, what had become of Assipattle? The 7 sons of the 7th son who defeated the king of the sea dragons married Princess Gem the Lovely in the royal palace with blessings from all over the land. Together, they ruled the kingdom wise and just until the end of their days.